Let's go to questions.
Coach, I know the guarantee games usually come at the beginning of the non-conference, but with the way things are going, what's kind of the focus, the mindset coming into these next two games, especially with the run that y'all have had through non-conference so far?
I'm not saying that it's right. That's why I'm 30 minutes late. I think it's an opportunity for us, for the first time in a long time, to spend an inordinate amount of time concentrating on what we've learned the first 6 weeks of the season. Because it was happening at such a rapid rate, you try to figure out what took place in the last game that translates to helping us for the next game. But you leave things from the previous game that still need to be identified and taught better. But you don't have time to do that at that moment in time because it doesn't translate to the next game. And so I think as a staff and as a program, that's what we're trying to do. Yesterday, that's what we'll try to do today. That's what we'll try to do when we get back from Christmas. Because there's so many good lessons that will reoccur once we get into conference play. And so we have to utilize this time with great wisdom on, let me give you context to November the 10th. It's been a long time ago. Let me give you context on it. We didn't talk about this, but we need to address it and practice it and teach it and watch clips of it and take notes of it as it relates to where we're going on January the 10th and February the 10th.
What is some of the big picture things that you feel like is the focus of these next couple of weeks from a team perspective?
We do several things well, and we do a few things great. And we also have a couple of things that are not to the level that they need to be in order to have the success that we want. And so I think, again, I've prayed about it. I think about it. I take a lot of notes on it. I study it before I say it. Can we touch on things that we're great at so we don't lose that? Can we find a thing or two in the things that we're good at, and is there a chance to make it great? And then the things that we're poor at, can we just make them a push? And then how do we take one or two from each of those categories and have a practice that flows, have a film session that flows? This film session we just finished, it didn't flow very well, but a lot was accomplished. So I don't know. We probably need to be more efficient with our time, but that's what we're trying to do.
Coach Sampson mentioned at the end of the game press conference, he said that big part of Taylor's sort of going crazy in the second half was that you guys just kind of rolled the ball out there and let him do his thing, didn't have kind of a set offense, if you will. I'm wondering how you kind of balance having him run a set offense and then letting him play loose, and when to know when to go back and forth on that.
I love Coach, and if that's what Coach said, then that's you're entitled to that. I thought we played pretty good after the first. I thought we played okay the first 5 or 6 minutes. I thought we were poor at two different things the next 20 minutes that really hurt us. And I thought we were pretty good the last 15 minutes of the game. As it relates to what we do offensively, we have the same play catalog, the same things we do in secondary. our responsibilities on the offensive glass. I think all those things we were actually abiding by the whole time.
There have been a few games, that game, Iowa State, where y'all have gone on these crazy runs, 22 runs, that kind of stuff. Is there kind of a recurring theme you're seeing where that everything kind of comes together in those moments? Or is this a team that,
Well, both times, obviously, 4 was off the chart. Obviously, against Iowa State, we had a couple of guys not playing. I think there was some more justification, to be honest, in the first 15 minutes of Iowa State. I think there was some uncertainty, some unfamiliarity. We had not practiced without those guys. It looked and felt jankety. Nobody felt comfortable. And I think when you're down 21, like we were in both games, I think there is a level of embarrassment that comes with that. And you are trying to do something to not be embarrassed. You're not necessarily knowing what's going to work. I know it was the largest come from behind in the program's history. I wish we could have done it a second time on Saturday, or at least tied the game. I guess it would have been a tie. Two things on that. And this is what I talked to our guys about on Monday. Should we talk about the last 22 minutes of Iowa State and the last 16 minutes of Houston? Yes. Okay. We should. And then we should probably talk about the first 18 minutes against Iowa State and the first 25 minutes of Houston. You see what I'm saying? And I think hopefully you never play that poorly to get down 21 again the rest of the year. And hopefully you're not having to fight from that far behind, right? We've got to figure out maybe how to be more consistent if that's possible. We won't be perfect, but maybe from start to finish we can find some consistency.
What do you know about HCU and what obstacles will they present for you guys?
They are third in the United States in rim shot selection, which I think we've played a lot of good teams. I think as of today, we've played as many quad one games as anybody in the country. And we've seen a lot of unique styles. A few of them have been really good at the rim. None of them have been ranked as high as Houston Christian at the rim. They're third out of all the Division I teams. And so that will be the priority for us. Can we do a good job protecting the rim relative to the shot, the first shot? And then can we finish with the rebound? They've played several high major teams, and they have done a very effective job on the offensive glass because it's at the rim. And at the rim, whether they're shooting or rebounding, they're third in the country. And so I would say that's the biggest issue or concern.
Not every college coach gets to kind of be around their team in season during a major holiday season. Is this a time traditionally through your career that you've had more special memories with? Do you allow yourself to the team to kind of, I know relationships are such a big part of your organization. What is this time of year kind of like for your organization and the memories y'all build?
Thanks for asking. It's a production. I don't do it with you because I don't ever want you to think I want you to write good things about our program. But I do journals with our team, but the journals are specific to the year and the theme for that specific year. In year 3, I coached in Maui when I was at Marquette. And the only time I walked around Maui was after the last game before we got on the plane, and I found this cool place that sells Hawaiian cookies. So for the last 13 years, they've shipped me hundreds of boxes of these tins of cookies. That's a part of it. You know, I love pictures in a very obsessive compulsive sort of way. So there are pictures and magnet pictures that are a part of the production. Landry, that's one of her big buckets in the month of December. I think it's 1,746 people that are a part of it. 16 years in a row, we've had a Christmas party. We had our Christmas party on Tuesday. It was top 3 that we've ever had. Santa Claus has been to many of them. He didn't come this year. Anybody that touches our program is invited and receives a gift. There were over 200 people there this year. And if the Christmas tree is there, there's gifts that come out to about where I'm sitting, and they're all wrapped in a special wrapping paper, and we open them at different times. The janitorial staff, the children of the staff members, our players, obviously, our staff, administration, compliance, police officers, radio, all of the different groupings of people. And I'm kind of the MC on, okay, this is what we're doing next. All of the children's of our staff, we pass the gifts out. I'm better now at 51 than I have been at relationship building, consistent relationship touching. I spend more time with our guys on things that matter in life, way more time than I do ball. That's actually why I'm 30 minutes late today. I'm convicted by it. I've become very numb to this business, but I've become very ingrained in trying to love people without an agenda. So, yeah, I think we do a good job. Not everybody in our program has had Santa Claus growing up the way maybe me and you did. So that's kind of how the Christmas party started years ago. And it's kind of turned into what it's turned into. And we have a lot of good pictures and a lot of memories that I think that they'll probably appreciate more so when they're gone than now.
I guess that's it.
All right, thank you, guys.